Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing an anti-haul. I was really inspired to do this video because RawBeautyKristi, if you guys don't know who she is, I will have her channel linked down below, did one of these videos and she talked about some of the things that I have been feeling over the past couple of months, but I really just haven't gotten on camera to talk about. She started a conversation, so I thought that we could just, add to it. We are going to be doing our makeup as we are chatting about this. So this is not a structured tutorial, so don't worry about that. We're just going to be chatting while we get ready. A huge disclaimer, I know that an anti-haul is a very negative type of video, and that's really not the reason that I'm talking about this. I just think there are so many products coming out right now that it's good to know what people want to buy and what people don't want to buy and why, because it really does help the consumer decide what they are going to purchase and what they're not going to purchase. And yes, maybe I do film YouTube videos, but I also am a consumer and I also do buy makeup myself as well as get makeup sent to me. So without further ado, if you guys want to see the makeup that I will not be buying, then just stay tuned. So we're just going to prime our face first. I'm using the e.l.f. Aqua Primer Mist. I use this in my drugstore video and I really like it. It just is a quick and easy way to prime your skin and give you some hydration. The first product or products I want to talk about are Huda Beauty. I won't be purchasing anything from the Huda Beauty line. Honestly, I've just really had a sour taste in my mouth, ever since she had a lot of problems, featuring some darker skinned models on her Instagram page, or the whole beauty boy thing. She only really got on the bandwagon of other people wearing makeup when it became trendy. I don't think that she really was all about it. I mean, clearly she wasn't. She was very, very, very particular about who and what she posted. I'm not really a big fan of her. I never really have been. I've never purchased any of her products besides one pair of lashes. And other than that, I've really just decided to save my money with her. I just think the products she comes out with aren't really that different than the rest. I feel like she has really expensive eyeshadow palettes and I've yet to really see people rant and rave about them. Maybe I'm just not watching the right content creators, but I honestly really haven't seen people saying that these are their staple products. I know that her foundation has a weird smell. That's what I've heard about that. But as for her whole brand in general, I don't really appreciate that she copied Beauty Bakery and gave them no credit at all and tried to pass it off as her own. I just think that there's a lot of issues that I have with the brand and the brand owner, aside from the makeup portion, that is really keeping me from buying literally any of her products. I just think that there are so many products on the market, so many good foundations, so many good concealers, so many good eyeshadow palettes that I really don't need to purchase from her brand, and I'm not gonna really miss out. This has been something I've stuck to for years now. I really don't talk about it often on my channel. There have been a couple of times where I have mentioned how I feel about Huda and her entire brand. Next product I won't be purchasing is going to be any of the Naked palettes. Yes, that may be extremely controversial, especially because I'm literally using a Naked concealer as we speak. And it's nothing against Urban Decay as a brand. I just think that the quality of the Naked shadows, and maybe this is because I have been kind of turned off from the get-go with them, I just feel like I never was really impressed with the first one, and I was never impressed with the third one. I just felt like the quality of the shadows honestly weren't that great, and the pan sizes were small, and they were just overly priced for what you got out of the deal. And I know that they just came out with the Naked Honey palette, and again, it just looks like any standard warm palette. I just am not impressed with any of the stuff that they're coming out with, if I'm gonna be honest. I really do like I think it's the Born to Run palette, or it's one of those palettes that they came out with which wasn't the Naked brand, and it was so good and there was really honestly no issues with it. I just think for some reason they either dropped the quality for those Naked palettes, or they produce them in a different factory altogether. I honestly don't know, but there's a very big difference in shadow quality for the ones that I've used. I can't speak of any of the newer ones, but it's really honestly turned me off, and I don't want to purchase anymore. I don't want to spend, what are they, like $52 or 50 something dollars on a palette, like where there's so much kickback and there's so much fallout, and it just is a waste of money. You know, honestly, I have enough eyeshadow palettes and I don't really need one that's the same as the rest with not really that impressive quality. And before I go into the next brand, I guess, that I want to talk about, I really want to make it clear that I am in no way, shape, or form bashing any brands or brand owners. Honestly, it is just my personal opinion, and you guys can take it or leave it. Honestly, I mean, you guys are the consumers. You guys watch videos like these to decide what makeup you guys are going to purchase and decide what kind of makeup you do not want. So this is just kind of my thoughts and opinions from a consumer and from a beauty influencer standpoint. Anastacio Beverly Hills. I know that this is not going to be shocking to some of you, but the amount of products that they're coming out with is a little bit intense and very overwhelming, I think. And I know that RawBeautyKristi did talk about this in her video, and it's just from a beauty influencer standpoint, especially someone in my position. I think RawBeautyKristi is in a very different position in the sense that she does get a lot more PR than I do. And that's all that I really can say for that. But I know that she did mention that she's not on the Anastacio PR team, so she would have to purchase all of the palettes by herself. It just goes back to the amount of launches that they have happening in such a short amount of time. I mean, Jackie Aina's palette came out. No later than that did the 3 Norvina palettes come out, which are all very expensive. And I know that she had mentioned, I know that Claudia had mentioned that they're really just trying to appeal to a lot of different people who want very different things. And that is understandable. But do I agree that there needed to be 3 Norvina palettes to come out within a month and a half time frame? No. I feel like you could have chose your favorite colors from one, your favorite colors from the second, your favorite colors from the third, and you could have compiled one palette dedicated to your favorite colors or what you wanted. They also just came out, I just saw on their Instagram today, they're coming out with like these mini versions of the Norvina palette, or they're like little like 6 shadow pan palettes. And again, like, what are we doing here? Are we having a James Charles mini Morphe palette? You know, that's just something that I think needs to stop. I just know that recently I have not been looking forward to any makeup launches besides the Tati Beauty eyeshadow palette and the Shane Dawson Jeffree palette. There's just an oversaturation, but I'm just not impressed either. It'd be different if all of these palettes that were coming out were different, but there has been a surplus in the amount of eyeshadow palettes that have been coming out in the last, I'm gonna say, 6-month time frame, and I'm not impressed by any. Back to Anastacio Beverly Hills. They came out with the Jackie Aina palette, and then they came out with the 3 Norvina palette. They came out with their glitter sets, and then they came out with Carly Bible's palette. I think from a consumer standpoint, it really does turn me off to the sense that, like, I've had no interest in purchasing any of the new products that are coming out by Anastacio Beverly Hills. Yes, I have my staple products from them that I really do enjoy, and I want to make that clear. But I feel like as for purchasing newer products that they have coming out, I'm just not impressed. But a palette that I do need to talk up is this Too Faced Natural Face palette. Honestly, like, I've been using this ever since I got it in my BoxyCharm. It has been featured in several videos, but I really am so obsessed with it. I'm not really someone who is a big fan of Too Faced, as you will see in the upcoming part of this video. I'm not really that big of a fan of Too Faced, but this palette is just, it's so good. It's really good. I feel like as a smaller content creator, I have to jump on every launch that comes out just to stay relevant. I feel like you have to be reviewing the latest products really to get noticed. I feel like, so I, as a smaller content creator, feel that I need to be purchasing any, if not all, products that are coming out. Honestly, like I'm not a huge YouTuber that makes millions of dollars that can go and buy all of these products, or I'm not on every PR team, so I can't be sent all of these products to review for you guys. So I kind of have to budget and do what I can, which I think some of the things that are most important to you guys I try to purchase and review and upload those. So from a consumer standpoint, I don't feel that I would want to purchase any of the products that are coming out from all of these brands that, you know, are coming out with similar stuff. And I know that RawBeautyKristi, again, I'm referencing her video a lot because I thought it was very informative, but she did mention ColourPop coming out with a lot of launches, but not minding it because it is so affordable. And I could not agree more with her. I have been really loving ColourPop, and I really have been giving them more of a chance than I ever have before. I feel like I kind of wrote them off. I mean, they were really just like an online brand, and I just never, I don't know, I never really had an interest in purchasing their stuff. But since they've come to my Ulta, honestly, I've been buying frequently. I bought a highlight. You know, the eyeshadow palettes are really nice. I think brands that are coming out with, you know, a little bit more affordable things have the ability to launch more than these super big high-end brands. I just feel like you really have to give your consumer time to recuperate, because nobody makes all of that money to the point where they can purchase every single product. If I ever came out with a beauty brand, which one day I hope to, but I think that focusing a lot of time on one specific product and developing that to the best of your ability, you know, the best formula, the best everything, the best packaging, I think is going to go a lot farther than just kind of pushing product out as fast as you can just to keep up with the Joneses. Okay, so one thing I do want to mention quickly is this palette by Profusion Cosmetics, Mirage. They sent it to me in PR, and I honestly really had no intention of trying it, if I'm just going to be completely honest. But I was watching Kelly Strack's video, and she did use this, so I used it in my last video. The makeup look I was wearing was using this palette, and it is so beautiful. It's got like some pressed glitters, it's got some mattes, it's got some shimmers. The pigment is really, really nice, and I think this is like a drugstore brand that you can find at like Target or like CVS or Walmart or something. So if you're looking for a slightly more affordable brand for eyeshadow, definitely check this one out. It's worth the money. So the next product that I will not be purchasing is going to be from Too Faced, and that is going to be the Too Faced Gingerbread. I think it's like extra spicy eyeshadow palette. Mind you, I don't really have any problems with Too Faced. It's just their eyeshadow is honestly not really it for me. I feel like the chocolate bar palette I know is really, really big with people. To be honest, for the price, I feel like Too Faced eyeshadows just are not worth it. I just don't think they perform very well. I think that they don't have a lot of pigment, and they're really kind of hit or miss when it comes to eyeshadow being, you know, blendable or being able to work with. I know that people said the chocolate bar was good, but then it was like double chocolate bar or some nonsense, semi-sweet or something, was not as good. So I'm deciding to save my money on the Too Faced eyeshadow palette. I mean, some of Too Faced products, like, please don't get me wrong, are good. I mean, I found some staples like the natural face palette, which I'm obsessed with, but now it's close to holiday time. You know, we're gonna start seeing a lot of these holiday sets coming out. So please be careful and be aware when you guys are buying some of these eyeshadow palettes. I have noticed from just, you know, being a makeup enthusiast, being a makeup artist, you know, being a beauty influencer here on YouTube, that they really do drop the quality of the shadow to mass produce a bunch of these little like gift set palettes or, you know, holiday set palettes that they have come out. So if you think that like, oh, you're getting like a steal on an eyeshadow palette, just please beware that the quality may not be as good as something that you're used to from the brand. So another brand kind of as a whole that I really just don't see myself purchasing from for a really long time is going to be MAC Cosmetics. And I really hate saying that because I used to be the person that would, you know, every single collection that came out, I couldn't afford a lot, so I would buy 1 or 2 pieces from it to kind of have it as a collectible. But now I just feel like all the products that MAC are coming out with, they all are just the same. You know, they have their staple products, which their eyeshadows are pretty good, and you know, their foundation and stuff like that. But when it comes to coming out with new and innovative products or things that are just different from the norm for MAC or the beauty industry in general, I don't think they're coming out with innovative things. Can we just talk about how these are probably my favorite lashes that I have ever had in my entire life? These are the Lily lashes in the style Miami. I cannot stop wearing them. I really like Lily lashes in general, but this is absolutely my favorite style. I feel like they're dramatic, but they're wispy enough that you can kind of see my eyeshadow through them, and it doesn't really, you know, defeat the whole purpose of applying eyeshadow. Like, hi, I have lashes, but like also I know how to blend my eyeshadow. The last product though that I want to mention before I do go ahead and apply my lip is going to be the James Charles Mini Morphe palette. I'm going to keep it short and sweet when it comes to this, but honestly, I think it's a waste. I would really understand if the price was such a major difference than the original, but the original's $39 and I think the mini is like $34 or, you know, $30 or something. It's not anywhere that's like a huge difference in price where it's like, wow, this is like a great deal. Personally, I think it was a money grab. I think that they knew how well the James and Morphe palette did, so they wanted to kind of like find a way to create the same palette again without having to put much work in. And so they came out with a mini palette in hopes that it would skyrocket, which I think it has. I almost did go out and buy it so I could do a comparison, but then Zach had to talk me down and was like, okay, do you really need the same exact palette in a smaller version? But I know that there's many people out there who have gotten it, and that's the gag. Does that make sense to anybody? Because to me, I'm like, it just seems like a scam for your money. So I'm gonna call it quits there. That's everything I have for this video. If you guys liked it, definitely give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. The button will be down there. Also, let me know some of the products that you guys are excited for that are coming out, and some products that you just aren't excited about or are not gonna purchase. And don't forget to check out my last video. That's gonna be linked right here. Stay on the channel, have a couple laughs, learn a couple makeup techniques, and I will see you guys all in my next video.